perfecto. I got my little what's the name, swoop. My let's call it the Goku swoop or the Gohan swoop. Anyway, let me brush my wave down, goddamn, cause goddamn, the haircut skis, you know. I need to get me a mini brush. That's what I need to do. I need to get a mini brush. Waves coming soon though. Not waves. Oh shit, not waves. Braids. I'm gonna get 6 big braids. What up though? What it do? I got my trusty iPad with me. We finna tap into some real different shit today. Some shit that'll probably make you be like, whoa, okay. I hope you ready for the vibes, like, hey. We finna hop into some shit, like, hey. Yeah. Nah, I should have just left it how it was. Okay, it could be like that. I'm gonna just leave it like that. So, today's video, I got a 3-5 for you. In the thumbnail, we got the Christianity symbol. Next to that, we got the AI symbol in the form of a brain. And we also got, And we also got, words. We have the photo of the 7 deadly sins. Now, for those who are not into anime, there's a show actually called The 7 Deadly Sins. And I wrote down a lot of notes that we're going to tap into. This shouldn't take over 45 minutes. It'll probably, my goal is to be done by at least 6:15, 6:20, because I'm at the park right now. I got a sleeveless shirt on because I'm finna put up some buckets. I got my bag ready. I got my drink ready. Really, my drink is already prepared. This is just the rest of the body armor. And we finna tap into it. You know what I'm saying? For those who's coming through, I'm gonna make sure in the description I put the time that you can skip to where I actually start the conversation. For like the first around 10 minutes, all I'm doing is essentially just waiting for people to come through, communicating with them, vibing with them, until we move on to the next thing. Hold up real quick. Closing my other apps just to make sure that the service is still good. And yeah, we're gonna get into it. The last 2 lives we've had 80+ views. I'm not really in this for views. My biggest goal with all of these videos is just to get better at communicating. All right, soon there's gonna be a point where like I'm not reading something that I've taken notes on. I'm just gonna be literally flowing in the moment. Yeah, that's really it. So for those who don't know who I am, my name is Jared Cinco. Cinco with 2 eyes, not 1. And the reason why it's 2 eyes representing in that, because the name Cinco represents change. And the change I'm willing to bring is understanding the masculine and feminine aspects of you, the left and right hemispheres of your brain, and the 2 eyes that you have that is linked to the 2 sides of your brain. Utilizing these 2 hemispheres of self, these 2 systems, these 2 realms of yourself, and putting it into a beautiful matrimony that I like to call peaceful, or I like to call being yourself, or I like to call just flowing. Because at the end of the day, everybody has things that they hold on to that they don't give themselves a chance to release or talk to other people about. And because I do a lot of research on things just out of curiosity, I'd rather come on here and put it onto a channel that I actually put time and effort into building, instead of me just holding on to it. So yeah. Also, I'm finally in my own fucking car. The last video I did, I was in my car, but I didn't ever really like give a whole gist. So when I first started doing these lives, bro, I was in my mom's whip. I was doing it in a Nissan, which was also my car, but that shit fucked up. That was a whole situation. At one point I was doing it in my Mazda, but that didn't last very long. So yeah, it's been a journey with these vehicles. However, this is the one that I know I'm going to be into for the long haul, and I'm going to transform this vehicle. Like, I already have good plans that I'm going to do with it. I have the vision of how I can see it right now, and bro, it looks so beautiful. Like, I'm in a Toyota Solara, and this Solara is very calm, very relaxed, very chill. And I always wanted It's a dream of mine to always transform a vehicle from when you got it to where by the time 2-3 years go by, the whole vehicle is completely different. You know what I'm saying? Like, the only thing I would do on the internal aspect of the car is probably like change the colors of this. You know what I'm saying? But that's really about it. The wheel is kind of clean. I ain't gonna lie. I may want to make that different. So it's a lot of different things that I want to change when it comes to this ride because I like it. Prime Skizzy is tough. Okay. What's good? What's good? What's poppin'? Everyone that's coming through, you can like the video. It's free. I'm chopping up with y'all before I get into this conversation because I got a 3-5 for you. We finna get high in this motherfucker. It's funny because I was supposed to roll up yesterday, but I was like, nah, I'm good. I would have did something different. A lot of people roll up weed with grabber. What I do, I would rather roll up some weed with some natural herbs. So I was gonna do blue lotus flower. That was gonna be a nice one. The type of car I got, this is a Toyota Solara. Toyota Camry Solara. This essentially is the two-door aspect of the Camry. That's what this car is. What type of car you got? What type of car you got? It's finna be some... Yeah, I got this little magnet thing on my car that I've been using for a while now. This shit right here, got this from TikTok. Goddamn, I've been fucking with it. I like it. I use it. Bro, I was watching Andrew Schultz. I ain't gonna lie, that dude is hilarious. If you like comedy and you just like having a good laugh, go to Andrew Schultz's new special on Netflix called Life. That special was wonderful. I laughed probably the whole entire time listening to it. And because he's a New Yorker, he looks exactly like an Italian New Yorker, but I don't know if he's Italian or not. I don't know. Schultz sounds Italian, so I don't know. But I ain't gonna lie, that nigga is hilarious. That dude is funny. I'm not gonna cap. That dude is funny. Yeah, damn, that nigga's hilarious. So, in today's video, I'm talking about 3 main things. Religion, Christianity, the 7 deadly sins, and AI. All right? This is going to be a very, very complex episode of Elevate the Convo. First off, why do I even call it Elevate the Convo? Because every conversation has to have a sense of progression. So I don't just come here and spitball shit. I like to start from one position and build on it, and build on it, which is elevating in the conversation. I do this with my friends. I do this with my brothers when we have time to talk. I do this with anybody who has time to actually have a real, genuine conversation. So because I do this in real life, I wanted to bring it into a channel to where I do this live and just have fun with it because every time I do this, I get better at communicating and I get better at being myself on screen. And that's what this is all about for me. It's just to be myself on screen. So at the 8:30 mark, we finna get into this, John. So I got a 3-5 for you. We finna talk about Christianity, 7 deadly sins, and also AI. The 0.5 and that 3 is just a full sentence that I can give to you to walk away with, to something that you can keep on your nodskin, I don't know. So here's the thing. You could say I'm a content creator, influencer, or true speaker. I don't know. I'm a creator. That's what I do. I am a creator. My goal with content is to create. Hold up. Had to throw on my do not disturb real quick because I don't want nobody to call me accidentally or some bullshit. No. So, Christianity. I have personal beliefs. I have personal things I want to talk about with it. However, I have organized my thoughts on this iPad just to make me get more structured in when I speak and dive into it. Usually, I will have stuff written on here and just kind of like flow through it. However, because I want to get better at structuring my words, and this is going to lead me to get better at not only making music, but also just with more things in the future when it comes to ideas that I have. So, one fact people will ignore about Christianity and self-awareness, that it is the 20th and 21st centuries test of soul maturity. That's some shit, right? And you be like, what you mean so much? Listen, 5 main points. Do you know what the fuck evangelism is? I didn't either. When I looked it up, I was like, evangelism? That sounds like Eve Angel and goddamn list. What is the Eve Angel list? What is this? So, first off, the evangelism belief system is a personal conversion to the Protestant Christian church, emphasizing on spreading the good news all across the land. So, all evangelists are Christians, yet all Christians are not evangelists. So here's the thing that I have a problem with. Why are there so many different branches when it comes to religion, yet there isn't a collective, global, streamed meeting of these religions so that people that is common like you and me can build and grow off of their meeting so that we can all come to a greater understanding, not understanding, but understanding, meaning we get each other from the eye-to-eye point of view to where we can take something that people are believing, whether it's whatever system, whether it is Christianity, Muslim, Islam, it doesn't matter. We can come to an agreement of how we can take our beliefs into our daily life and transform our lifestyle to what was old into something that's new. It's a simple goal. Why can't we do that? Why? That's a problem to me. Now, without seeming like I'm trying to judge anyone when it comes to your belief system, I want you to understand this. I care about us as a whole. And not gonna lie, secret religions being formed and not popping out to share love is like a new couple that is having a baby out of nowhere and never coming out to show that baby to the world. First off, that baby is gonna be very much on some like Darth Vader type shit. Like, that baby is going to have a whole lot of culture shocks. And it may be positive or negative. It depends on the angels that is protecting and guiding that baby alongside the purpose of what that baby has. However, the point of the matter is like, why do secrets need to be so strong when it comes to certain things? Now, obviously a secret is good for you because you don't want everybody to know your business, nor do you want to put yourself out there when it comes to your vulnerable, self. And the thing that I feel is a problem when it comes to our vulnerability is that we judge other people based off how they decide to be vulnerable with their own energy, but we don't give other people the chance to be vulnerable and accept how they want to express their vulnerability. It's like a disconnect when it comes to transparency, self-accountability, and acknowledgement. The transparency is being able to see through the emotions that people may be throwing at each other and just understand what's really going on, the pain. The self-accountability is, damn, instead of me judging them, let me actually hear where they're coming from. And then I said transparency, self-accountability, and the acknowledgement is that people just want to be around each other. Like, we are people that thrive off being around other people. If Cat Williams never would have been exposed by people to be great at what he already is good at, he would never be where he is. You need people to get better at being a better person so you can be there for other people so they can be better for other people. Like, it's a continuous cycle. And I feel the problem is a lot of people are afraid to be naturally themselves because they don't want to be judged by other people, while at the same time they don't believe that their ability to be vulnerable will make them better as a person. It's kind of crazy. It's kind of the fuck. It's kind of weird. So, number 2, the second point. The backbone of justice has been the same since the 1960s. And the thing is, a lot of us that hang on to the idea of justice, we have 2 different planes of it. And I see it very consistently. And I used to definitely be on the playing field of the side I'm going to tell you. You have Malcolm X, MLK. You have the backbone of justice MLK did, and the backbone of justice that Malcolm X has. And the thing is, both of those backbones of justice, you got to think about this. A spinal cord, it does have like each ridge, and each spinal cord has like the little pieces. You know what I'm saying? So let me show you a picture, just so we on the same page. I gotta show you a picture, because here's the thing that the spinal cord has, that I honestly don't know, but it's coming to mind. So I wanna bring it to the surface. Spinal cord anatomy. That's crazy. Cord anatomy. It's crazy how your past comes to the future. Like, I see somebody who I ain't seen this nigga in years. That's crazy though. So look, I'm not gonna go to that one. That one's just OD. Okay, so boom. Let me show you. The spinal cord, right? You see that? You got two pieces. You got the left side and you got the right side. The front side is the front spinal cord, and you got the back spinal cord. And then you got the space in between. This is where like that cerebral fluid that's in our body helps like with our energy and frequency and stuff like that. People call that also the kundalini, which I feel like is definitely the energy, the title of that energy. And the thing is, our cerebral body, our goddamn spinal cord has something we all agree as people it needs, and that's fluidity. What does fluidity have to do with the spinal cord? My nigga, I can't do this without fluidity. My spinal cord, if it's stiff, nigga, I'm moving like this. Like, I can't move fluid if I don't have some type of fluidity within my body. And I bring this up in the aspect of the context of justice, because in order for fluidity to come into place, number one, in order for fluidity to come into place, it has to be a balance of scales. Things have to move. It has to be positives and negatives. The positives, when I talk about the justice, the backbone of justice, in a peaceful way, you got the Malcolm X. You know what I'm saying? In the more chaotic way, in the peaceful way, you got Martin Luther King. In the more chaotic way, you got Malcolm X. A lot of men that are artists tend to a lot of times take after the ways of where Malcolm X was living his life and how he was getting things and prepared for the black man, right? You don't see a lot of black men doing a lot of things to put things into perspective like MLK did. Now, one great example of this is also a man named 19 Keys. He's doing like a bit of both. Like, he's literally playing the middle ground of Malcolm X and MLK, because he knows not a lot. He knows a lot of knowledge. He has a great team around him. And he also, he has a good team around him. He has a lot of knowledge. And he questions certain political people. Like, he sat and talked with John F. Kennedy's nephew or son, one or the other. And he had a whole conversation with him on high-level conversations. And that to me was very, very interesting and very inspiring, because you don't really see black people, like not a reporter, nothing like that, like a black man who was educated, talk to a high political person who is now high in office right now. Is he fulfilling the things that him and 19 Keys were talking about? I don't know. I don't really be in politics like that, so I can't say. So let me give you some of the things that I've put on here as far as the 2 points to break down the backbone of justice with MLK and Malcolm X. One side showed peace. The other shows you better respect me or you're gonna die about it. Or you're just gonna learn a lesson. So here's the thing. I wanna be able to put it like, before I continue, I wanna give a moment of respect for these men. Now, I never really studied these men. However, those who have lived longer than me have. So before I say anything, I'll pay my respects, which I just done. Much respect to Malcolm X and the spirit of MLK. We need to organize a new unity. Not community, but a new unity. that is universal to the darker skinned individuals and even the lighter skinned ones. I know people like 19 Keys, like I just said, are the present day representations of that. And many are, and there are many more probably doing the same things that I just don't know about. They're not really mainstream, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like the boy and girl with darker skin tones must see their elders, whether they 20, 30, 40, 50, older than them, people that are older than them, owning businesses, being leaders, being creators, building communities, and also being problem solvers. And last but not least, therapists. There's not a lot of hood therapists. And I can't say from a personal point of view if there are or not. I just feel like there isn't because there's still a lot of the same things going on. You feel what I'm saying? I haven't seen a lot of videos or short content or anything that's talking about how there's guys in the hood that they can go to and talk to for kind of like a hood therapy to give them the balance that they need so they don't crash out tomorrow or crash out the same night or crash out an hour or two later on an op. You know what I'm saying? So the long-term effects of this will be so powerful for the entirety of people, not just black people, just people itself, because those who do good or wrong will be held accountable with responsible consequences that a righteous man or woman can place on that individual. Losing your freedom or life, or even losing somebody else, having their life being taken away from you even seeing them, being around with them, laugh with them, cry with them, experience emotions with them. Seeing that their life is being taken away should not be glorified. It should be honored and also acknowledged. If Martin Luther King Jr. and Malcolm X was alive today, what would you think be the first thing they would change in the status of politics and communities? I know for sure every black hood needs a TED Talk, needs a preacher moment, needs a moment of silence and just listen. Listen to what this legend has to say, because it may change your whole trajectory of how you're going to live your life, because that's important, not gonna cap. So now the third point, religion and politics. This shit is crazy. No cap, not gonna lie. Religion and politics has to stop. Ain't no way God is telling you to make the poor more poor and the rich more rich. Sure, handouts are definitely not a fantastic way to help those who are living in lower conditions. However, I know that the right conversation, the right conviction, and the right amount of passion, any financial economy, environment, community can change. Even on the flip side of that, it's about your mindset behind it all when it comes to finances. That's not the main point though. How can you put religion within politics when everyone does not follow the same lifestyle your religion is a part of? When religion becomes political, that's when it is tainted from being an opportunity to master yourself and connect with the highest version of you, to becoming a battleground for who is right and who's wrong. There must be a bridge that spaces out religion and politics. A good name for it should be called a community. And the reason why I say the word community, because one, I couldn't think of another word. I literally was typing this. I was like, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know another bridge between religion and politics outside of community, because religions needs to get understanding from the community. Meaning they need to make themselves lower as far as, how can I say this? They need to put themselves in a lower space as a person and just pick up what the community is telling you. And then when you get all the information, sit down and reflect. They said this, they said that, they said that. Okay, what does our religion say about this, that, and that? And how can we take what they've told us, what we believe, and put it into a way where all of us can win together? Politics needs to actually go to schools, go to hoods, go to richer neighborhoods, go to businesses, go to the actual community. Take what they give you. Pick up things, observe. And then go back to your drawing board. Look at the things that you've been doing in the political system. Look at your Bill of Rights. Look at your constitutions. Look at all of those things. And then come to a conglomerate agreement of what's outer and what's already in, and balance these holes out on this bridge. Why is this important? This is important because how the fuck, this is me just being real right now in the moment, how the fuck can you progress forward from only having one state of mind? Something has to change. And that change, yes, can be inner, meaning like personally within that political group. However, the only way that inner change can advance the outside world is if that interchangeable thing goes out and try to get opinions from those that is out that they're putting the rules in place for. You can't put a rule in place for something if you're not trying to see how does it affect them. Because if you just do, it's like, think of basketball, right? The one rule that has changed and is fucking retarded to me is that back in the day, meaning like 10 years ago, you shoot up ball, touches nothing. If you catch it, travel. Now, niggas say you shoot, it touches nothing, you catch it, it's a shot attempt. Nigga, that's what it was in the first place. That's why it's called a travel, because you shot and you ain't hit nothing. So if you catch it and you ain't touch nothing, you are traveling with the ball. It's not just a shot attempt, gang. What the fuck? When did this change, my nigga? It's weird. It's fucking weird. So now, the fifth point. Is this the fifth point? Yeah, no, it's the fourth point. From war and colonization. Wow, colonization. Woo! From war and colonization to identity and technology. So when I first wrote this was, I think I started this like 3 or 4 weeks ago, but I never really dove deep into it simply because it was other things I was picking up. And I was like, oh yeah, I want to talk about that. So this conversation was built off of a conversation me, my homie Dre, and my boy Jair was talking about, and it was about Christianity. It was a couple things. I can't really put like right exactly what it was, but the things that came to mind was that religion is very subjective. There are personal feelings and there are opinions that people utilize on religion to see what they can get out of it so their life can continue to grow. Is that wrong? No. The wrong thing is where you judge other people instead of question to understand more people. Does that make sense? I feel like it does. So the more people start to ask questions and try to get an understanding of others, they'll get better at their belief system in their life, because they're not just coming from it from a single-minded point of view. They're expanding it to where they're picking up what their environment is giving them and then expanding it out to a greater point of view. So in this point right here, when I talk about from war and colonization, war, Christian Crusades, war, the Holocaust, war, civil rights, civil rights, and war, civil war. These four things play into this. And colonization, Christianity was brung to Africans in the trade, you know what I'm saying, the slave trades. You know what I'm saying? Before that, we wasn't Christian. We were probably in the Ephod community as far as like believing in that, or we took everything that we saw in life and put a sense of deity or entity that's connected to it, and we built a relationship with that energy, and we became more of the gods or kings of nature, or god or queens or goddesses of nature, and took that perspective and built with it. So here's the thing. Back then, before 1850, which is not really that long ago, probably like 300, almost 300 years ago. It's not that far away. Like, I'm 24. I'm a quarter almost to 100. If you kind of sit back and kind of like space out for a little bit, 100 years is not that long. However, it is when it comes to how fast we experience a day. So like, for instance, I could look at my screen time on my phone. Sometimes it'll say 10 hours, sometimes it'll say 12, sometimes it'll say 6, sometimes it'll say 8. That's 6 to 12 hours just on this device. Just on this device. The other 12, if I'm not tapping into my reality, I'm listening to music, or I'm talking to other people, or I'm hooping, or I'm working out, making music, you know what I'm saying? Other things to allow my creative self to blossom. So I wanted you to keep that in mind as I read this. Before, it was about conquer, control, and power. Now, it's about who I am and how can I share who I am. YouTubers, streamers, musicians, artists, painters, podcasters, journalists, comedians, all of these people that I've just listed, each one of them is expressing who they are or connecting to who they're expressing in their paper or in their topic of conversation. And they're expressing how they can share their information or how they can express who they are. Why is this important now? We are now colonizing technology with our identity, and the last thing we want to do is to allow technology and our identity to migrate into war. Sadly, though, many people are in survivor mode, not creator mode. When I first started talking about this, I'm telling you, I'm not a content creator, I'm not an influencer. Even though the niche of the society may put me in that bubble, I don't put myself there because I'm a creator. Who do you know is doing this, making reactions, making music, and also working 6 days a week? Because that shit is like, damn. God damn, nigga. I don't even know how I got energy for it, but thank God, because, woo! Like, there's nobody in here. But do I give a fuck? No, because I'm not quitting, nigga. So look, a lot of people care about getting paid instead of paving the road for the future that we are going to eventually create. Everything is available. And it's like everyone wants to create to survive, but not create to feel alive. That statement right there is an expansion of what I just said a moment ago before I read it. I'm creating this to feel alive, because if I don't, I'm going to be in my own bubble wishing, I wish people could hear what I have to say. Because here's the thing. Let's say 3 weeks go by. I do 6 more videos, because I am going to be doing a lot more videos of this 3 days a week. Subscribe for more if you're here. I don't give a fuck if it's 1, 2, 3, 400, 300. I don't care how many people's in this thing. I'm going to continue to do this and not quit, because this helps me be alive. Me releasing things that's inside of me allows me to gain more things in my life so that I can shine better for the next time I come up here, or the next time I make a song, or the next time I do a reaction, or the next time I get into a conversation, or the next relationship I get in, or the next dollar I get. Does that make sense? Is it clicking, my gang? Is it clicking? So let's continue. The undersaturation of consistent authenticity. Damn, tongue twister. The undersaturation. Okay, the undersaturation. This is how I be before I rap a song, and I can't say the word. I gotta like slow it down, say it again in a funny way, then say it serious, and then let it go. You know what I'm saying? It's funny. The undersaturation of consistent authenticity is what is holding us back. I'll explain really what that is in a second. What keeps us going is how we adjust. It's how we improve from the last creation, how we evolve from the last failure. All right? The undersaturation of consistent authenticity is this. Yesterday, it's a guy named OK Surf. His songs are pretty cool. It's groovy. Literally, you surf with it. Not gonna lie. He made a video talking about, I didn't listen to the video, but he made a post and he typed something. And the summary of what he typed was this: because of my inconsistency, I'm back to working this job. He was on, what's that New York thing when you go on the radio and you perform like a live performance? He's done that and done other platforms too, and did interviews. He put himself out there. I think he got like 30, 40K, or maybe like 10 to 20K. I don't know. I'm not going to drag it, but I bring him up because patience and what you really want will allow you to have it last for long periods of time. When you can do something kind of like this, easy, consistently, without trying so hard to be perfect, just be, when you go back to what it is you really want, you're going to do so much better because you have now just done something that doesn't require much work, just you doing it. When you actually want to put time into something and want to perfect it, want to master it, it comes like natural because you're doing it already. You're being already in another field. So the undersaturation of consistent authenticity is you not giving yourself a chance to be, so that when the consistent thing you really want to be great at, that you want to master, that comes from you authentically being in you and how you do things every day. All right? So, on to the next thing. So, the word today is not emotional avoidance. Distractions. Hold on, let me say that again because this is going to be clipped when I let AI do the shit. The word today is not emotional avoidance or distractions or even social media. It's cultural participation. How are you helping the culture of what you're being a part of? Like right now, because I'm making this video, this is part of the culture of live streaming, part of the culture of spirituality, part of the culture of content creation. All of this is together. So because this is all together, the question is, how is what he doing help participate in the culture of speaking truth? I know this is helping because I'm not trying to do this shit to get $1. I just really want to get better at communicating. Literally. Like, I don't give a fuck if in the future people send me, you know what I'm saying, I don't even know, super chats or whatever. Bro, that's just an add-on to the fact of the gift that I'm willing to build for myself because I love being able to be clairvoyant, be honest, and then help others do the same. Excuse me. If you can't build something, be good at it, and help somebody else that you see wants to be good at it, the fuck is you doing it for, nigga? You just trying to get that bread. Stop! Because that's how you fumble and fucking crash. Because guess what? The moment that bread is going, you're going to go through this cycle of, oh shit, man, these niggas ain't fucking with me, bro. What the fuck? It's not that, nigga. It's because you're doing it to gain something. That's the sin of greed. That's one of the 7 deadly sins that we're going to get into. So stay tuned, nigga. It's going to get that ass in this hole. Oh, God. Oh, God. So look, it's weird, right? That the word today is not emotional avoidance, distractions, or social media. It's cultural participation. How the heck did I even come up with that? I literally wrote that. Like, okay, I literally wrote that. How did I come up with cultural participation? Cultures represent art that humans achieve. Simple. Participation is time put into it. We put too much emphasis on being seen on screen than being actually seen in our own selves. Woo! Woo! I ain't gonna lie, when I hear this shit back, I'ma have chills, nigga. Cause what? I'ma say it again for the niggas in the back. We put too much emphasis on being on screen than being actually seen within our own selves. An example of this, when you look in the mirror, do you actually give time to actually look at you in the mirror? Look at your own eyes. Listen to how your own visualization of you gives you a message back to you. Do you actually do that? It's crazy. Do you get up? Look, I just did that because, listen. Do you get up and do an energy check on your body? Look at yourself in the mirror, observing your aura. Or do you even talk to the angels that's protecting you? Do you talk to the ancestors, the ones that you love that is now gone? Do you give yourself a moment to have a conversation with those that is now rested in peace? They are still helping you in some way, shape, or form because their spirit is still here. They're physically gone. Their soul is physically gone. But there are things that allows your memory to be recycling them back in your life for a reason. Why? That is a moment of connection within your spiritual self. That's important. That matters. You know what I'm saying? How often have you enjoyed a laugh with yourself? In this video, I probably laughed about 4 times already. Just off of me being authentically myself. Being in my own body. The biggest war we have is avoiding the culture of ourselves. I damn near want to stop right there because, nigga, I want to hoop. And we at the 40-minute mark. Fuck. Oh, shit. I'm going to have to do a part 2 because, God damn it, I don't want to sit here in this car and just have the AC blowing. I'm trying to get into the next thing, which is hoop. I'm trying to get it buckets, no cap. So here's the thing, man. I'm going to get into the last thing. And I'm going to say this real simple. You create your own crowd when you speak things into your life. Every person that has gone and has came back is a chance for you to be a guidance to them when they couldn't be a guidance to you. For every dollar you make, that is the universe gifting you compensation for the time you put in. For every gift you receive, this is the universe allowing someone else to see greatness in you and gifting you something that they feel can help you in your journey. Excuse me. All of this is important because you can't do this shit alone. You need a team. You can't do it alone. You have to have people that surround us willing to believe in you. They don't have to be literally by your side every fucking day. Meaning, you can have a phone call. You can have a text message. You can have a shout out. Small things lead up to big exposures. And that's important. They matter because you are not just human. You are not just a soul. You are not just an embodiment of God. You are an embodiment of the entire universe. Do you know how many galaxies, how many planets, how many stars, how many black holes they are? Nigga, I don't even know. Rashad Jamal said there's 999. Nigga, I think it's past that. Because who really knows? You know what I'm saying? Even the person who has probably taken psychedelics or has, you know what I'm saying, left their body and came back into this life and got a number, that number is probably way larger than 999. So, the question I'm going to leave you with is this. Because this is more like a 5. I'm going to give you 5. But this is a part 1 of this. I'm going to do a part 2. Because this is a lot to break down in this. This is very, very depth. I think that was a bad way of saying it. This is very, very large and in depth. There you go. Bridge those together. Thank you for being here. Thank you for taking your time to listen. And do something for yourself today. And that doesn't mean buy something for yourself. Spend time with yourself. Go for a walk, no headphones. Drive in your car, no music. Talk to you. Because your heart is listening. Your mind is digesting. Your stomach is directing. Your body listens and your mind paints. Be the canvas that your mind wants to paint with and that your heart wants to listen to. Peace and love, nigga.